What's up, y'all? Today we're at Tokyo Station and we're on a mission to find a beef tongue self-heating bento box. I saw this on a YouTube video a few months ago and I was like, I gotta try that if I ever go to Tokyo. So right now I have the opportunity to try it. We're at Tokyo Station. It's bumbling and busy as hell, a lot of people, it's bustling. So hopefully we can find it. I think it's pretty expansive inside and there's a lot of things. I think you gotta pay like a ticket fare just to get in the doors. So we'll see. It's gonna be a mission, but fingers crossed we can get the job done. We've been searching for about 3 or 4 hours now. Finally found it. Slight exaggeration. We got the goods, y'all. The beef tongue bento box that is self-heating. All you gotta do is pull this cord and it will heat up after like 4 or 5 minutes. And I think that's just a brilliant idea. I love stuff like this. It's like an MRE, except it doesn't have a long shelf life, but it literally is a meal ready to eat. Let me show you a close-up of this box and what we're working with. It's nicely wrapped up like a little gift with a pair of chopsticks on the top. It's actually, chopsticks are taped down too. Pretty cool design on the front. It's got some instructions, nutritional info perhaps, the history of the company maybe. And this red cord is just to hold it together, so let me take that off real quick. Very nice. And now basically what you do is you have to unstick this. The actual rip tab is stuck down with a caution label. Take that off. Set it on a flat surface, rip it out, and then let it sit for about 5-6 minutes. And it's gonna get piping hot. I'm not sure what kind of reaction is going on in here, some kind of chemical reaction. Hopefully safe, but let's go ahead and rip that right now. There we go. Oh man, I forgot to put my mic up here, so the beginning of the audio might have been a little bit fishy, but hopefully you can hear that. I'm hearing some kind of thermal reaction going on in there. Oh, it's already hot to the touch on the top. So I'm gonna wait 5 minutes and then we're gonna see what it's all about. By the way, we got a couple more minutes, and while we're waiting, I will say that I have had beef tongue a couple times in my life, I think exactly twice. And the first time it was not that great, and the second time it was better. It was definitely better. I know some people who swear by beef tongue, and it seems to be very popular over here in Japan. So, you know, when in Japan, you know what I mean? So beef tongue. I want to give it another chance, and I don't know which channel it was that I saw this on, but it was one of the, you know, Japan travel channels, one of those on YouTube, and I was just like, man, that looks crazy, and they ate it, and it looked pretty damn good. The sound that was going on in here has kind of died down. It has been about 3 minutes, but still very warm to the touch. I wouldn't say scalding hot. You can keep your hand on top without a burn, but about 2 more minutes to go. I gotta mention one more thing. This right here is called an eki-ben. That's eki is like train station, I think, in Japanese, and then ben is short for bento. There's a lot of different types of bento boxes. They're kind of like lunch boxes that are packed with various, meats, rice, vegetables, side dishes, all that kind of stuff. But I guess apparently the eki-ben, or the train station bento, is its own thing. And yeah, there was a ton of different options. Not a whole lot of self-heating ones, but I'm really glad that I found the one that I wanted to find. And it looks like time is just about up. So let's see what is under the lid. All right, so seems like we just have a regular kind of plastic container with a plastic lid. Warm to the touch. This appears to be some kind of seasoning, probably for the tongue, if it's a little bit bland or something. Ooh. Yeah. So to the untrained eye, that might just look like pieces of beef, but best believe that is beef tongue. I believe it's called gyutan, something like that. We got one singular carrot slice in a kind of a flower or star shape, and a little bit of sides right here. We got a bed of rice and the meat, and it's a very simple, bento box right here. I guess I would call this more of like a bento bowl, or just bento, you know what I mean? But the fact that it just heated itself is just wild to me, and this looks quite hot. I'm interested to see if the heating element, okay, yeah, that must be under this thing. Let me show you that. Okay, so yeah, it's steaming up, y'all. It's steaming. I don't know if y'all can see it, but underneath we have the heating element. Don't know what that is, but it made it real hot and steamy, so probably don't want to touch that yet. We're just going to leave it on here. It'll continue to keep the food warm. It smells like beef. Oh, one last thing. This costs $12.50 thereabout. So beef tongue, plain, going in. Warm, beefy. No lack of flavor there. That is a very beefy flavor. The only thing I could say right off the bat on that is it's not the most tender piece of beef that I've ever had. There's all types of ranges of beef tenderness, right? So you can have some super marbled beef that just melts in the mouth, or you can have something like this, different cut of the cow, that is a little bit less tender. It's like chicken, like dark meat chicken is kind of more tender, while the white meat is kind of more, it got more of a bite to it. This would be more like that in some type of weird way. Doesn't really need much seasoning, but I'm going to try some. Flavor-wise though, see, I feel like people might get turned off by just eating beef tongue because it sounds a little bit strange, and it might be a little bit strange, I guess, but great with the rice. I'm gonna go ahead and use all this. This is one of those things that you can't be squeamish to go for one of these things, because if you're someone super sensitive to texture or just ideas, if you're sensitive to ideas, then you're like, oh, beef tongue, that sounds too crazy, and you can get psyched out. I would be. The other day, I was at this museum, like last week, and they sold like ready to eat dehydrated tarantulas. And I was really thinking about copping one for a video, but I can't imagine eating a tarantula. It's insane. Sorry for that little tangent. Let's try these vegetables. I regret one biting that. I think that would have been a good mix to mix throughout. Got kind of like a pickled flavor to it. And it adds, so, you know, just the beef and the rice, very simple dish here. Those pickled vegetables did give a little bit of another element to it, but, you know, sometimes all you really need is beef, tongue, and rice. I would say, for the price, for the convenience though, just for the cool factor, 10 out of 10 would eat again. No lie. The first time I had beef tongue, which was at an actual restaurant, which was probably more expensive than this, was way worse to me than this. And hopefully you can see this. I'm shooting ultra wide today. Some of those beef tongue juices kind of mixed in with the rice there. And so yeah, anyway, this is one of those things that you buy and you take it on the train, and I guess you can have a hot meal on the train. Although, now that I think about it, don't most trains have like a dining car or like a snack car section, something like that? Last time I was in America, I took a train from the Berg to Chicago, the old Amtrak, and I think I got like a breakfast sandwich. It was hot and decent. So yeah, you know, I don't know how they do it here. Well, I guess this is how you do it over here. All the bento places were packed. I mean, the whole station was packed. It was hectic. But more on the beef tongue real quick. If you gave this to somebody and told them this was just like, I don't know, a cut of Japanese skirt steak, I think they would eat it up and enjoy it. Even if they are a bit squeamish toward things like, I don't know, tongues. Let me just finish off this rice real quick. Perfect little lunch right there. Let me see if I can investigate this heating element a little bit more while we're at it. Hopefully I won't get any kind of burnage. You know, I don't know if I probably should. That's probably not a good idea. Well, I'll just read it here. It says calcium oxide in liquid enter. It becomes hot. Handle with care, throw away after cooling down. Do not eat. Do not open. Oops. So, yeah. Not gonna mess with that anymore, but that was mighty fine. And that's about all the time I have for now. So I'm about to skate out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Do not open. Whoopsie.